Last week, I think it was last week, if my memory serves me right, I watched the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. I want to share a little bit of my thoughts about it. If you guys haven't seen it, spoiler warning, I might talk a little bit about it. I won't talk about major points, but it may be a little spoilery for some people. I don't normally watch anime movies. If you guys watch anime movies, sometimes they're not really canon. Most of the time, they're like spin-off storylines that doesn't really have any bearing. For me, at least, it sort of became different with the Demon Slayer movie. Because the Demon Slayer movie, the Mugen Train arc, that one was technically a canon storyline. So it is a part of the main series and was a movie. So I'm like, whoa, they're making a movie that you actually have to watch if you're following the show. I always thought that movies were always that spin-off type storylines with like Naruto having like these multicolored Rasengans or something like that. Most spin-off animes are just quick cash grabs. That's true. And that's why I usually don't watch them. But in Jujutsu Kaisen, it's a prequel. It's technically Jujutsu Kaisen, which is amply titled Jujutsu Kaisen 0, is the start of the show. And I was like, this is amazing. For one, because, you know, new fans can actually get into Jujutsu Kaisen by watching the movie. The main character is this guy named Yuta. Yuta's this cursed kid. He has this thing that's behind him that sort of protects him, right? It's like a stand to all my JoJo fans out there. Technically has a curse. He's got a curse as a stand. It's his childhood friend. So yeah, so they basically had when I grow up, we're gonna marry each other and stuff like that. Then they go home. And she freaking gets run over by a car. She gets isekai'd. So Yuta, you know, being in love with this girl, cursed her back to life. They had this like engagement ring. So the girl gave Yuta an engagement ring. And it's sort of like a binding promise, right? So that sort of triggered the curse, I think, because they both loved each other, and she became a curse. And that caused Yuta to grow up isolated. He couldn't get any friends because if he had like arguments with people, or if he had people that would bully him or anything like that, they would feel the wrath of Rika-chan. Yeah, the girl's name is Rika. So Rika-chan's gonna come out like Amidamaru style in Shaman King and just fuck everybody up, right? So that caused Yuta to be a bit detached to people, so he didn't forge any good relationships. So he's basically a loner and kind of a coward too, because he'd be constantly be afraid of Rika coming out. Gojo finds him the same way he sort of finds Itadori, and they do the exact same beats. The only thing I didn't like is that if you did already watch Jujutsu Kaisen, this may come out a little bit boring for you, because they just run through everything all over again. If you're already familiar with the way how the world works for Jujutsu Kaisen, then it might be a little bit of a boring segment in the movie. They have to repeat what's cursed energy, how curses are developed, like why do curses happen, and things like that. They have to go all over that again. We also get introduced to the second years in Jujutsu Kaisen, which they're still technically first year in this show, because I think this is like a year before the actual main series. So you get the main three. So you got Maki, Toge, and the panda. Gojo is always funny as well, because he's always this carefree guy, because he's just the strongest guy in the world anyway. And then we get the antagonist, Suguru Geto. He's also a Jujutsu sorcerer from a different place. The thing is, Geto this is kind of like a Magneto Professor X situation, because Geto thinks that all Jujutsu sorcerers are like above normal humans. So he wants to live in a world where there's no normal humans, because they think they're basically monkeys, muggles. That's his plan. The thing is, his ability is to absorb curses, and when he realized that the main character Yuta has like a really strong curse, which is Rika, he actually wants to kill Yuta in order to basically steal Rika and make her his own summon. That's pretty much the plot. Talking about the animation, Wow. Mappa is just killing it, man. How many shows have they have Jujutsu Kaisen, okay? They did the movie, right? They have Attack on Titan, right? They're doing Attack on Titan right now. And they're also doing Chainsaw Man, if I'm not wrong, right? Mappa's animation is always top notch. I can sort of pick up on some of their animation styles. They're really like their character poses, right? Dude, Maki is just so damn hot in the movie. So yeah, the fight scenes are really good. The setup to the world doesn't overstay its welcome. So they do introduce a little bit of basic stuff, but like around halfway into the movie, we're in. We're like right into the action. So if you're like a new viewer, that sort of leaves you like wanting for more and makes you want to watch the series, and I like that. Overall, I would give Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I give it an 8. I don't think it's at a 9 or a perfect. It's by no means a perfect, but it is freaking good. So I give it an 8, maybe a high 8. Still, I would recommend it. You can watch it. No alcohol required, and you will have a great time. Some movies you gotta be drunk to watch, right?